we're back for week 17, the penultimate Operation Crafty Capers. Penultimate means that this is the one before the end, because next week, week 18, is the end of Operation Crafty Capers. So when you go to school next Thursday, you can say to your teacher, "Hey, miss or mister, it's the penultimate day of the school week." And you can get brownie points. I know a big word. Woo! Just joking. Oops. So, this week, since we've all got back to school and we're probably feeling a bit tired, I thought we would do something really easy this week. Just so that we've done a craft, but we haven't done too much effort for it. Just because after 5 months, getting back to school and getting back into the school week, it will be tiring. It'll take a lot out of you. So don't worry, just take it as it comes and you can enjoy your craft for some downtime. So this week, the thing we're going to be making, sticking with the animal theme, is a little snake, a paper chain snake. There we go. So I'll just move this bit out of the way. From your kit, you're going to need your scissors, your glue, your pens, and something from your pencil case, a ruler. Don't worry if you don't have one. It's not an absolute for the craft. It's just a little helper. So I'll just put the bag to the side. And from your craft kit, you're going to need the paper eyes, the little green piece of card, the little red piece of card, and there should be 2 sheets of 3 different colours. You might not have the same colours to me, but you should have 6 sheets in total of A4 paper. I'll just pop them down. First thing we're going to do is cut out the paper eyes. Now it's week 17, so you all should be little scissor ninjas by now with your scissors and your cutting out. So just take your time and cut round the outline of the eyes all the way around, and we'll get some neat eyes. Can't believe it's 17 weeks that we've been doing this for. I don't know about you, but it seems really quick. And it feels like we should still be doing games and quizzes like we did in Play Scheme. Feels weird not doing them. So that's your spare bit of paper. You can keep it if you want to have an extra bit for a craft idea you've got, but otherwise just pop it in the recycling. And that's our eyes cut out. Now from your pen set, you'll need a pen. Doesn't matter what colour. And what we're going to do is take our green piece of card, and if you imagine a sort of hill or a leaf shape, or what else could we say, part of a moustache. So what we're going to do is a little bit, not hold it, but your piece of green card will be what's called landscape. So the longest edges will be horizontal because they'll be in line with the horizon. And the short edges will be portrait, so they go up and down. So our piece of card is in landscape position. And then we're going to go from the edge a little bit down, put our pen on the card and draw a hill all the way up to the top and then down into the middle of the card. So it's like a hill there. And then what we're going to do is turn it upside down, but we're going to be the opposite a little bit. So this time we start in the middle where we finished our line, go all the way curved up to the top and then down, but our pen won't meet the line that we've done already. It'll stop on the edge of the paper, leaving a gap. So it's like a leaf shape. That's going to be the tail of our snake. And then take your red bit of paper, and what we're going to do is hold this portrait style. So the short edges are horizontal and the long edges are portrait. So they're vertical and the short one is horizontal because it's in line with the horizon. That's how you can remember that one. Horizontal horizon. And that always sits on the edge. When you look off into the distance where the sun goes down, that's the horizon. So we'll have our paper like that. And then just a little bit from the edge, we're going to do a line, not all the way down, just a little bit. So we're leaving that much from the bottom, like that. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So come in a little bit from the side and then go down to where the other line stopped. So you've got two lines going down like that. Then what we're going to do is a diagonal line. Do you know what the diagonal line? So it is straight, but not straight to the one we've drawn. So it's going to be at an angle. And this line is going to go diagonal into the corners of our paper, like so. There we go. And then to finish it off, in the, we'll call it triangle, even though it doesn't have a point at the top. In the triangle, in the middle, do a smaller triangle. So it's like that, and that's the tongue of our snake, like so. So we'll just pop the lid on our pen so it doesn't dry out, and pop them to the side. And we'll cut these out just now. So all the way down to the end of the line, and then turn and get the diagonal, and then the same on the other side, all the way down and cut the diagonal, and then you've got your little triangle in the inside, and that's the snake. It's sort of like a Y shape. And then the tail, that way, we're going to cut round the curve, and the same on the other side. And that's the tail of the snake. So we've got our three small items on our table. So just watch that we don't lose them. And I'll just pop the scissors to the side while I get the paper ready. So these bits, if you are making a little mosaic, which is little square tiles of paper to do a bigger picture, they might come in handy, but otherwise pop them in the recycling. Now take 2 sheets of your A4 paper, and I have 2 options for you. You can either take your scissors and cut strips out of your paper like that. So that's just down a bit. You don't want them too thick, but you don't want them too thin at the same time, because if they're too thin, you'd be there forever making a paper chain snake. It would be a really long snake, but it would take a long time. So and if it's too thick, it would be hard to get the chain started, because you would have to coax the bit of paper through the other one that you just made into a chain. So all the way along your two pieces of paper, we've kept them together because that saves time when we're cutting. Because if we took them apart and if we took them apart and cut, we'd be there forever. So that's the red all cut up. But I said you had two options. So that was option 1 with the scissors, and option 2 is if you have a ruler. Take 2 sheets of your paper, get your ruler, and it helps if the ruler you're using is quite rigid, not the bendy ones that you get. And try and have the ruler bigger than your piece of paper, because if it's the smaller one that you usually get in little kits, it's not going to do the job properly for you, because you'll have to do it in 2 stages. So what we're going to do is make sure that our paper, 2 bits of paper, still line up. We're going to put it onto our table, take our ruler and place it on our paper where we want our strip to be. So remember, we don't want it too thin and we don't want it too thick. We're going to press our ruler hard onto the paper, and with our other hand take hold of the paper, move it against the ruler. Oops, that didn't work. And tear down the side of the ruler. So that's what not to do. So we'll try that again. There's always something goes wrong in these videos. I don't know if you've noticed. But we'll try that again. So we'll take it all the way down, and maybe we'll try taking it from the bottom as well. And that's our strips of paper there. Now you'll see that this gives a rougher edge. So that could be like the scales of our snake. So it depends on if you want your chains to have texture, or if you like them having the crisp edge of the scissors. Completely up to you. You have those 2 options. But I prefer the scissors, just because I'm not very good at doing the ruler method. But if you want to use the ruler method, that's fine. You do that. You might have a better chance at it than I do. It worked in rehearsal. It wasn't a rehearsal I had. It was when I made this one. It worked for those. But hey ho, there's always something goes wrong. Keeps it interesting. So we'll just finish off the black there. And what I'm going to do is press pause, finish cutting out the purple strips, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Right, that's me just cutting out my last strips of purple card, and I'm done. So I'll just pop the scissors to the side, and I'm going to have my strips with purple there, red in the middle, and black on my left. And the reason I've done that is to help me remember the order for when I start making the chain, because I personally want to have different colours going along my chain rather than having two the same together, just to make a pattern. If you want to have your snake with the same colours beside each other, that's fine. Your snake, your rules. So I've got everything here ready to make my snake. So I'm going to make the snake. So we're going to need our glue. And I'll just get that there. And I'm going to take a piece of black card first, pop some glue on the edge. So that's that, like that. And then take the two ends and fold them in on each other. And that makes the first link on our chain. Then I'm going to hold that in my hand and take the red strip of card, put some glue on there, and then I'm going to thread the red card through the black and then fold it on itself and stick the edges together. And that forms another link in our chain, like so. Then take the purple and, can you guess? It goes through the red and then folds in on itself. And so we've got 3 links in our chain and we keep going. So I'm going back to black, like Amy Winehouse. And I'm going to pop some glue on the edge. Not the edge from U2, but the edge of the paper. And stick that down. So with the black and red, I've got a sort of Dennis the Menace theme going on, but it's broken up with the purple. Now obviously snakes aren't this colours in the wild, but I thought it would be nice to have some different colours. So we're going to keep going with this, and your chain for your snake's body is going to get longer and longer. And then it's up to you how long you want your snake to be. But I would hope that you're not going to be too lazy and just say, I'm done. Try and get a really long snake. And that'll be fun because I've got an idea to show you on what you can do with your snake when it's made. So that's what I've got so far. What I'm going to do is press pause and get all these strips of paper made into links on my snake's body, and I'm going to see you in a bit and then show you what my plan is for the snake. See you in a bit. So that's me just going to put on my last chain of my snake. And you might have found that when you're putting the pieces of card together to make your chains, that some of them might have popped open. So when you're gluing your next piece of paper, use your fingers to hold on to them, and then that'll just give it an extra bit of sticking power when you're getting the next bit ready. So we'll get the end of my snake and we're going to get his tail. And remember what I said about the pieces having a good side and a bad side. There's the side that has the pen markings on it, and then the side that's got a cleaner finish. So what we're going to do is put glue on the side that has the pen marks, just at the top that has the flat edge. And we're going to stick that on our last piece of chain, and that is the tail for our snake. And then we'll go all the way to the other side and we'll get our paper eyes and pop glue on the back of those. And we're going to stick them. There's the flappy bit of where you stuck the piece of paper together. So imagine that's the snake's mouth. So we are going to put our eyes just above that flappy bit. And then we'll take our snake's tongue, and on the side that has pen, we're going to put glue along the whole strip, and hopefully the glue hasn't dried too much on our chain, because we're going to peel it off a bit and pop the snake's tongue into there. And I'm just going to put a bit more glue just to help it stick back down. And that is the snake's head. And just for a finishing touch, I'm going to get the black pen and I'm going to give him some nostrils just for his little snake face there. And that is our paper chain snake. All done. And for a finishing touch, an idea I've had how you can use your snake is for displaying pictures or photos. So I'll just move this bits and pieces out of the way. I don't know if you've seen the little pegs that you can get from craft shops. They're like smaller versions of the wooden pegs you get for putting your clothes out on the washing line. But I couldn't find any. So what you can use instead is paper clips. So just grab a paper clip and the item that you want to display, and then pick a link on your snake and clip it onto the snake, like so. And again, get another paper clip or one of the little wooden pegs that you can get from the craft shops, or even if you've got a stapler and you don't mind a staple going through one of the photos, if it's just a copy, you could use a stapler. But check first with mum or dad or whoever, just to make sure that that's not the only copy of that photo, because they won't want a staple through it. And then I'll just pick another link and clip the next thing onto our paper chain snake. And then what you can do is display your pictures or photos or whatever you want to display up on your wall. Because you could use drawing pins, oh, too heavy. You can use drawing pins to pin your snake onto your wall, or if you've got a pin board on your wall or on your bed, just hang it up somewhere, and then you can display your creations if you've been doing any art, or like I said, photos or pictures, and then that's a use for your snake. Just a thought, you don't have to do it, but I just thought it was something nice to do with your snake. So that's us at the end of week 17's Operation Crafty Capers. Like I said, next week's going to be the last one for this series. And I'm not sure if we're going to start meeting in the community centre or if we're going to continue with online craft sessions. Things are a bit up and down just now with the local lockdown, and the Scottish Government hasn't gave the okay for youth clubs meeting again. So we just have to hang fire and see what happens, but I'll be in touch. So I hope you've enjoyed your first week back of school. Hope it wasn't too tiring for you, and I hope you're looking forward to next week. It's good to see all your friends again and get back into a routine and to start learning new things. So I'll see you next week, and take care just now. Bye.